we're back with another episode of Cannabis TV. So we're going to open up the Cannabis today with this question. Jay, how do you think legalization of marijuana will affect the black market?
It's going to, it's going to be real bad. It's going to be real bad for the black market, And the reason why, because I don't think that the people who are trying to legalize it are thinking about the people in the black market. You understand what I'm saying? Like, again, it's illegal. However, everybody that's on the black market is not, I won't call them criminals. You understand what I'm saying? So you have real growers, people who, probably don't live in the right state, or can't afford to get a license, because some states are issuing 8 licenses at a time, or it costs $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? These people would love to partake and participate in the industry legitimately, but they're just not in position to do so. And the government is not allowing them to be in position because they're not making it a fair fight. And so I think it's going to be real bad for those individuals. Now, you got a lot of people who are on the black market, and they are criminals. And I don't think they're going to become good people as soon as it becomes legalized. I think it's going to get, the black market will get a little even darker, with those individuals. I think that what they used to do with the liquor, even like in places like here in South Carolina, they would do after 7 o'clock, you'll have bootleg spots where they can go and get, liquor. And I think it's going to be the same type of situation. You might see some crime, because they'll be feeling a way about they can't move their stuff, and they find somebody else just set up shop, in broad daylight and do whatever they do with impunity. Some people are not going to like that, and they're probably going to try to take something from them. So there's going to be a lot of that for a minute, but I think that people should be, if they're smart, be trying to account for that, and trying to minimize it to as much as possible.
So let's hypothetically say this. Tomorrow's Monday. Everything is literally legal. What happens next?
A lot of high people. It's going to be a lot of high people. I don't know. I honestly don't think the country's ready for that. I think that the country needs to roll out the way they're rolling out. I don't think it needs to take as long, but I think it should be the way it is, because I think that people are learning from, like, other states are learning from other states. Other business owners are learning from other business owners, and I think that needs to happen, because each geographical place is different. People are probably consuming hemp, cannabis, and everything else differently. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that it needs to take its time, but not as slow as they've been going, because California is California, but you cannot compare a Georgia to California. You know what I'm saying? You cannot compare a Mississippi to a California. So what California is prepared to handle, Mississippi is not. So you have to know that. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just dump it on everybody, because it'd be nuts. It's like how when they just freed the slaves, that didn't happen immediately. You know what I'm saying? It was good. That was the right thing to do. And, I wouldn't compare it to say they just should have held out on freeing the slaves. But Mississippi and them didn't budge when they said free the slaves. Neither did Texas, and then so a bunch of other southern states on that day. It took some time. And so I'm thinking, take the time, go around, really start preparing states and preparing people and citizens for a decision like that. I don't think that it should just be something that's taken lightly and just say, hey, all right, y'all free for all, go do what you want to do. I think, it's going to be a whole lot more you have to clean up, than if you kind of like ease on into it.
So bring it back to our black market individuals. So if there is on the happenstance that things are illegal like that, what happens to them? What do they do? Do they stay on the black market, or do they try to legitimize what they're doing?
As I said before, stay on the black market. They're not coming to that. It's too much red tape. It's a lot of red tape. And then you got these individuals let's just say, okay, yeah, you might can get off with a marijuana charge, but what about the ones who got other charges? You know, violent gun charges, or cocaine, heroin charges, meth charges, things of that nature. It's gonna be a lot. And then, you know, a lot of people don't read, a lot of people don't study. The work that's required to be legal, a lot of people not willing to do that. They're probably willing to get a job. You know, I read in a book recently where they were saying that they were doing an experiment on prostitution. And so they thought that when the cops ran the prostitutes off of a certain neighborhood, that they were just going to go and find another place to and be prostitute. And that wasn't true. Some of them women went ahead and just did something else because they were comfortable where they were. The people in the neighborhood knew who they were. The people in the stores, in the communities, some of them had kids and daycares close to where they worked. And going to another place made them feel uncomfortable. You know, so they didn't want to try to figure out that hard on how to do something else, like or make it better for them as a prostitute. Or, okay, now we're going to go ahead and create a legitimate, you know, cat house. No, that wasn't what they did. They just went ahead and kind of fell off and did something else. So I think the same thing. They're probably going to still try to do it, but like I said, it's probably going to be like bootlegging. It's probably going to be, let me go rob, let me go take this from individuals. But you will have some people who will probably go and say, hey, look, I'm just going to do something else. But one thing about cannabis that I'm learning that, you know, it's not something you just give up. You know, it's not something you just give up. You have people and you have testimonies from basketball players and, you know, they're like, you know, I was fighting my career the whole time trying to, you know, not get caught smoking. But that's what's all that would help me, you know, because I had abusive dad, or I had this, and I was smoking since I was 14 and all these type of things. So, you know, they wasn't going to get rid of that. And you have people that's in the street that's the same way. Maybe, you know, that was this, that they didn't just sell it, they used to. And you know, they're not going to go get a medical card. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's medical. I mean, you know, maybe you just go in the dispensary if you're fully recreational. But it's just so much red tape that a lot of people just not going to want to go past. And it is what it is. You know, sometimes, you know, they put a gorilla in, you know, a cage for so long, sometimes you can open up the cage and they won't walk out. It can be that close to freedom and they won't step out because you've made it that hard. And with the restrictions and everything that they have, man, and they've had for so long, some people are broken. And there's only going to be one way for them. So I think that the majority of people are going to be like that. But as the newer comers is coming up, they're going to be used to it being legal, used to it being something that they can walk in the store and get. And that's going to be cool. But the people who've already been like that, they're going to be just like those people with the computers once they get rid of the typewriters years ago. And it was like, no, we don't need this, you know. And like the people now who don't want to use the internet and do stuff virtually and we have to do it. You have that with every generation, and I don't think it's going to be any different. I think it's going to be the same way.